it's Lorian again. I always do this. I don't know why. Anywho, I'm coming at you with a tag. As it said, I am doing on my bookshelf tag. So basically, I don't know who created the tag. Right now, the name of the person who created the tag is on screen. And a link to their video, if they still do videos, and if the video can be found, will be down below. So basically, you're given two numbers. The first number is the number of bookshelf. Each shelf has a number, like this is a number, this has a number, this has a number, this has a number, and so on and so forth. And I have a bookshelf over there. And the second number is that book on that shelf. Doesn't make all that much sense when you say it, but basically I'm gonna count down to the number that's on the shelf. So I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I saw Witty Novels do this. I think I saw Jessie the Reader do this, and so I'm going to do it. Okay, so I have 17 shelves, counting these cubbies beside me. I shortened them down to 15 because I got two cubbies across, and I'm just like, that's one shelf and that's another. And so I don't know how I'm going to show you the stuff on that shelf, but I'm going to try. So let's just get started. Okay, and if you're wondering why I don't have any makeup on, I am having my face is oiling up, and I don't have any clean brushes, and my acne is really bad, and I don't want to antagonize it any more than I already do just by the things I do with my life, okay? Okay, so I'm barefaced the whole time, and my hair's a little crazy, ignore my hair. This is how I wear it when I don't want it on touching me, because it's hot. The first set of numbers that I have is shelf 3, and book number 13.
So 1, 2, 3. This is out of shot.
So, shelf 3, book number 13 is The Killing Dance by Laurel K. Hamilton. This is the Anita Blake series, book 6. I actually haven't read this book yet, and it's kind of beat up because I found it at the library book sale. I've read books number 1 through 3, but I only want to read up to 6, so this is the last book in the series I'm going to purchase. I actually really like this series, but then I'm really, really religious, and a lot of sex is in this series after book 6. In fact, there's a sex scene in this, and my friend found LA Night. She got me into the series, and she went and has read like up to book 20, and there's like 30 books in this series, and it's still going last I heard. And she edited the scene out. I said she a lot. Sorry. So yeah, that's book number 1. My next set of numbers is shelf 10, book 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, book 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh! I have emitted a little squee of happiness because my second book is Full Metal Alchemist Volume 4. This is my favorite manga series of all time. I really, really love this series. I didn't actually read it in graphic novel form, really. I read up to like 2 or 3, and then I read the rest online. I read a lot of my manga, almost all my manga online. I got into Full Metal Alchemist because of the first anime. The manga is so much better. It's even better than the second anime because in the very first few volumes, including this one, it's got stuff in there that isn't in the second anime, but it's in the first anime, but it's wrong in the first anime. It's really confusing. Just read the manga, okay? Okay. Watch both animes, but read the manga. I just really, really love Full Metal Alchemist. And I think I got this at Bookman's. I got it used. I get almost all my books used. Okay, my third book, my third set of numbers is shelf 2, book 23. And if I don't have 23 books on that shelf, I will go to the end of that shelf. Oh, by the way, I created all these numbers myself because Jessie the Reader and Witty Novels, both of their videos will be down below, and they only have like 8 shelves. I have so many more. Mostly it's manga. So, book numero 3 is Witch, the Fire of Friendship, which is the 4th book of the Witch series. Witch is a comic series from Italy by Elisabetta Gnone? G-N-O-N-E. I have no idea. She's Italian. I have no idea. They were made into light novels, and it was taken, I don't know which country these came from, probably America, but I do know that an animated series was created in France, and then it all got popular in America. I got the Witch novels because I always felt there should be more darkness into the series, and so I created an online fanfic. Down below will be my link to my Figment page where you can read all that, and my blog where you can read all that. I'm actually still in novel 1 in my fanfic because I'm adding a lot of stuff that is like really dark. So yeah, I just got a whole bunch of this series to do my fanfic that I haven't written in forever because I kind of stopped writing after I finished my novel. The 4th set of numbers is Shelf 4, Book 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The 5th book is The Horse and His Boy by C.S. Lewis. I read The Chronicles of Narnia in middle school, about the same time I read my favorite series of all time, The Lord of the Rings. The Horse and the Boy isn't my favorite in the series. My favorite is actually Prince Caspian. I recently read this in the very first hashtag a yearathon readathon. For April it was rereadathon, and that's when I reread this. So I just recently reread it. I do really like this. This was part of a box set that my parents gave me. I've never purchased a box set. I've only been given a few of them. As in like 2. And this was one of them. I'm sorry if I'm not in focus, guys. I'm filming on my own. Okay, the next set of numbers is Shelf 9, Book 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Another manga series I really like is Beat the Vandal Buster. This is the only manga series I have in its entirety. I am very close with Yu Yu Hakusho and Pre-Tier. But Beat the Vandal Buster, I do have it in its entirety. Oh, it ends on a cliffhanger. I got into it because the first chapter was, like, the first 50 pages of the first volume was released in a Shonen Jump. I really fell in love with this story about Beat, and I don't know how it ends, because there's no ending, because Koji Inada, he or she hurt their wrist, got carpal tunnel or something, was in the hospital for a while, and they didn't work on it for over a year. And then they were like, we don't really know where we're gonna go now, so we're just gonna drop it. And they just dropped this series, and I'm like, no, but it's in the middle of a battle. It's the middle of a battle. Ugh. But this is volume 4. I do recommend, I can't actually recommend anyone reads it because it ends in the middle of a battle. Come on, guys. Ugh. My next set of numbers is Shelf 14, Book 14.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13.
Uh-oh. So I lied? I only have 13 shelves. I'm going to ignore that set of numbers and only go to the 13. Oops. Turns out I can't count. Sorry. So my next set of numbers is Shelf 1, Book 3, which is way up there because it's on top of my tallest bookshelf. Because I don't have shelves. Up there is the book written by the youngest author I actually have ever known, which is In the Forest of the Night by Amelia Atwater Rhodes. Amelia Atwater Rhodes wrote this when she was 9. It was picked up by the publishing company. Who published this? I have no idea. Laurel Leaf Books. It was picked up when she was 11, and this was published when she was 13. She is like 15 on the back. See? See? I hope it's not too shiny. This is a really short book, and it's actually really interesting. It's a vampire novel. I actually don't recommend either of her series that she's done to anyone because I only like In the Forests of the Night, Demon in My View, and Hawk Song. And Prelude to Memory, something to Memory, which the name will pop up right here. I really like this. I'm really impressed. This is like the most amazing author. She has the most talent out of anyone I've ever met, and I really actually enjoy this book. So my next set of numbers is Shelf 6, Book 12.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
This is Tamora Pierce's first test. It's book 1 of the Protector of the Small Quartet. I read this, I just got this, but I've read this a while ago. Tamora Pierce is one of those authors that's kind of overlooked a lot. Everyone talks about her Song of the Lioness Quartet, but there is a lot more to that world. This is included. While I don't like the final book in the quartet just because it's depressing and it doesn't do depressing very well. I read a lot of manga and I have other books that are way more depressing and have a lot darker stuff. and yet they don't feel so depressing all the time. But I actually do recommend at least the first 3 books. First Test, Page, and then Squire. I really recommend them, and I recommend that you read More to More Pierce, because her Circle of Magic and Circle Opens series are they're each a quartet. They're both really good. Yeah, but I was so glad to get this, and although the spine's a little damaged, I don't know if you can see, but I'm really happy to have this in this exact cover, because I like this cover more than the original. I don't like the originals. They look like this, okay? That's nasty. That's ugh.
I can't put my books on my shelf. They slide. They're sliding all around. My shelves were so pretty before I did this tag.
So my next set of numbers is Shelf 13, Book 5, which is over there. So that book is Rurouni Kenshin Volume 3 by Nobuhiro Watsuki. I love Rurouni Kenshin. This is my second favorite manga series ever. Kenshin, that's him, and that's him. He is my favorite samurai ever. He's one of my favorite protagonists ever. I really, really like this series. It follows the story of Kenshin in the era just after samurai basically were legally ceased to exist. As a samurai, he became a Rurouni, which is a wandering samurai. A lot of Rurouni become bandits. They kidnap people for food and things. Instead, Kenshin goes around saving people, and he runs into Karu, who mistakes him as this murderer who's going around the streets. And there's a lot more to it, and it's just really cute and fun, and I recommend this to everyone because it doesn't end in the middle of a battle like Beat. It actually has a really sweet ending, and it ends when he's a dad with this little boy who sticks his fingers up his nose because this little boy doesn't like him. It's really, really funny, in case you can't tell. It's really enjoyable. I love it. I really love it. It's just really good. And this is when they're getting this first arc. Also, the best book-to-movie adaptation ever is the Rurouni Kenshin live-action movie, which covers so much plot. And if you've read the manga, there are lots of little things, like one line, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's those bad guys from these set of episodes. That's that bad guy from these set of episodes. It's the best I've ever seen because it takes 7 volumes of manga and puts it into just over 2 hours. Amazing. Amazing. My next set of numbers is Shelf 8, Book 9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't talk while in that position.
I have Star Wars Jedi Apprentice, The Dangerous Rescue, which is Jedi Apprentice 13 by Jude Watson. In case you couldn't tell from when I did hashtag a year-a-thon's finish or catch up with a series readathon, I love Jude Watson. I really do. Jedi Apprentice was one of the first series that I got addicted to as a kid. I actually think it was the first series ever, other than Sonic the Hedgehog comics.
Which are not in my room because my brother bought those, even though I shelved them. We're gonna have a big fight when one or the other of us moves out about who's going to take those comics, because David wants them and I want them.
I really, really got into the series as a kid, but I never went beyond book 4 or 5. So as an adult with some moolah, I discovered that there is 18 of these books. This is book 13. I only read it within the past 3 or 4 years when I picked it up, but I really, really, really love this series. And I love how Jedi Apprentice and then Jedi Quest and then Last of the Jedi all tie into each other, and you get to meet different characters all the time. They reference this chick, her name is Siri. I just read in The Last of the Jedi, book 3, the main character's her apprentice. That's awesome. I love how they're all tied together. It's just really cool. I love it. I'm such a fangirl. I'm sorry. Not sorry. My next set of numbers is Shelf 5, Book 19.
This is Shelf 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
And that brings Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer, the Twilight series, Book 4. I used to love the Twilight series, and not. I wasn't a huge fangirl because I didn't read it as a young adult. Well, I did. I didn't read it as a teenager. I read it as like a 19-year-old, 20-year-old. When this came out, I was expecting it. I was excited. My best friend, LA Knight, she got this for me. Thank you, Raven, for Christmas. I'm so grateful. She and her, at the time, I think it was her fiance got it for me, but he's now her husband, Carl. I really prefer the movie over the book, which is the only one I do. I really hate Renesmee. God, Renesmee sounds even better than Renesmee, and Renesmee sounds stupid. Okay, that character was dumb. I don't like most of this book. And yet at the same time, it's well written. It still carries the emotions that I love about Twilight. But the plot and the characters just don't grab me like they did, and then they didn't. So I will always have this on my shelves, but to write romance, but I'll be picking up Twilight, not this book. Renesmee just ruined it. Ugh.
Awkward silence as Lauren tries to wedge her books in. Oh my gosh, these are so big. Go back there, little lammy. This is on my shelf in front of Twilight because the lion fell in love with the lamb. What a stupid lamb, what a sadistic lion. Actually, this was I think I got this at the hospital when I was born. So, I'm never getting rid of this. I will always find somewhere to put it. I love my lamb.
Okay, my next set of numbers is shelf 7, book 10, which is this shelf up here that I think is out of shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah! I was hoping we'd talk about this series!
I got The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. When I was in middle school, my family found out within days of it being announced that there was going to be the Lord of the Rings movies. And Dad went online and I fell in love with Legolas. My dad had read me parts of the Lord of the Rings as a kid. She Loves Lair is in this. He read that to me as a kid and just made my fear of spiders worse. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was Bilbo. It was Sam. It's Sam who fights Shelob. Duh. But I didn't know that when I was like 10 or 6 or whatever. But I grew up on this series. I'm named Lorien from Lothlorien, okay? Yeah, Lothlorien, for real. But I really didn't really get into reading it until I saw Orlando Bloom. Him as Legolas is just hot, and then they were like bringing him back in The Hobbit, and I'm like, yes! Not just because he's hot, but because Legolas is the son of Thranduil, and in the book they say Thranduil and his folk, which he says means his family. His son was in the book, okay? So I was only supposed to read The Hobbit and The Fellowship of the Ring before the first movie came out, and me and my brother both finished all 4. And then in high school I picked up the Silmarillion and became even more of a Lord of the Rings Middle-earth, I think it's actually called the Middle-earth universe, so the Middle-earth universe fangirl, and I want to read more, but I don't own more. Raven does, but I don't. But yeah, so this was part of a box that I got for Christmas because I didn't have a copy, and me and my brother reading The Lord of the Rings, I read The Lord of the Rings in the original versions we had from the 90s that fell apart. And then we got a big triple bind up for the movies, and David read that and it fell apart. So me and my brother kind of got some random ones, and mine fell apart. My parents got me the box set for Christmas. Thank you so much. So again, I've only gotten 2 box sets. And this is the second box set I ever got. So yeah, this is one of my favorite books of all time. The next set of numbers is shelf 12, book 20. I don't know how I'm gonna get it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I'm gonna have to move the camera because it's on the bottom of the shelf. Okay. Moving stuff.
Okay, guys. So it was shelf 12. These 2 cubbies, ignore the mess. These 2 cubbies I'm counting as shelf 12. Book 20 is this book here. That is Shonen Jump, January 2005. I mentioned before that I have a Shonen Jump collection. Now, I don't know which book to grab. I got this one not in January 2005. Actually, I got this several years later. I had difficulty getting a hold of this one. I had to order it on Amazon in like 2006. Shortly after this came out, I stopped being able to get a hold of the Shonen Jump. I couldn't subscribe to it, and I couldn't find any near where I lived, and I had a heck of a time. So most of these, it was like up in here when I started having that problem. So most of these and the rest I got years later, as in like the past 4 years. Let me just get to the very last book, which is shelf 11, book 1.
Let's see if I can yank it out. It's part of this stack. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna move it again.
Sorry guys. So this is shelf 11, book 1, which is another Shonen Jump. This is 12 December 2006. I got that at Bookman's many years later. What Shonen Jump is in Japan, manga is released one chapter at a time in different magazines. Jump magazine is one of the most popular. In America, the equivalent is Shonen Jump. It has a lot less manga in it, but it has at least 2 chapters per manga in it. I got into this. This really fueled it. Many of the manga on my shelves are because of Shonen Jump. I found it, including Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Yu Yu Hakusho. Actually, I got on the show first, so I was always going to read that manga. Yu-Gi-Oh! Just a whole bunch of that. And it started my addiction, and now I read mostly online because manga is really expensive. A used book I can get for $3, sometimes less, especially at a library book sale. Manga is normally, the minimum you pay is $5. Shonen Jump is $2. I get a lot of Shonen Jump. I have 76 Shonen Jump, okay? Okay, so that was my on-the-shelf book tag. I am tagging Kristen the Bookworm, Kimberly Reads, and LA Knights. Ray, do this. You guys should do it. I really enjoyed doing this. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my randomness. You got to see a whole bunch of books. I haven't talked about a lot of books that I have. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye!